Hello, I'm Paul Skousen, and this is the Healing of America Project. The question of impeachment is often confused in people's minds as to what that actually involves. And the Constitution makes it very clear about what impeachment is and how we deal with it. The confusion with impeachment is it's really only part one of a few steps. It does not mean removing a person from office. Impeachment simply means to accuse someone. Another word is indict. So the Founding Fathers sat down and they said, okay, what happens when we have a rotten apple in public office? How do we get rid of him? They said, well, we should knock him out. We should vote him out, at least on the level of Congress. Problem there is you'll always have political enemies. So how do you stand up in front of your political enemies and defend yourself? So they decided to make it a two-step process. And nearly all governments around the world do this now. It's in their constitutions. In ours, it's the job of the House to first formally accuse, and that's called to formally impeach. And you read right here, Article 1, Section 2, the House of Representatives shall have sole power of impeachment. That means the Senate cannot impeach him, the Supreme Court cannot impeach him, only the House. So they come up with articles of impeachment, and they come up with accusations. Now, in the case of Bill Clinton, he had 4 articles of impeachment brought, and the House voted on all 4. They found him chargeable or guilty on only 2. So those are the articles of impeachment passed by the House. The President Clinton was then impeached. Now, a lot of people thought, well, wait a minute, he's still president. That's because impeachment doesn't mean removing from office. It just means formally accuse. Now, the impeached president is now looking to defend himself in the Senate. So the articles of impeachment are sent over to the Senate, and the Senate then tries them like in a court of law. Right here, Article 1, Section 3. The Senate shall have the sole power to try all impeachments. So the impeachment exists, goes to the Senate, and they argue and they debate, and the Senate chose not to sustain the impeachment. They said there's not enough evidence here, that, in our opinion, that he should be found guilty. If they said, yes, he is guilty, then the Senate has one more duty, and that's also here in Section 3 of Article 1. Cases of impeachment shall not extend further than to the removal from office. So most people think that's what impeachment means. It isn't. You simply formally accuse, and if the Senate agrees, they convict the president and remove him from office. So it's 3 steps: impeachment, conviction, punishment. And the next question is, has Obama committed anything worthy of impeachment? Probably. It's technical in nature, has to do with sustaining, upholding his oath of the Constitution, of exerting powers in law beyond those of the executive branch. And yes, there's a strong argument for that. The problem is there is not the political will or lack of corruption to carry that forward. So no, he won't be impeached unless there was something more egregious taking place. And then certainly he wouldn't be removed from office given the political situation of today.